it's good for me to start at the beginning. It's good for you to understand my perspective, because unlike most of you, I don't have a degree in this. I am not an occupational therapist, a speech and language pathologist, or an assistive technology professional. I'm not a teacher. I'm not an administrator. I am none of the above. I have a learning disability. I've known about it since I was in grade 2, and I've been using this kind of software for 10 years. I did my degree in philosophy, yet I read and write at the level of a 12-year-old. I was ranked to have my reading and writing at the 13th percentile, which is about a middle school level. I know about this stuff because I need it and use it every day. I use it for every email blast, which some of you actually received. So I mean, this is how I survive. I get people saying, well, what age group is it for? And I say, well, are they writing yet? Or should they be writing? Would we expect that, and are they having struggles? And okay, well, fine, but you know, what happens when they get into high school? They go to high school, then start writing high school papers in college, and so on. I'm a living testament to that. What I will show now, what happened was, it's worth me telling you, I had teachers in high school that felt it important for them to take the responsibility to make sure that I was being guided down the right path. And they wanted to make sure that, you know, Neil, they wanted me to make sure that I understood that if I managed to get into college or university, that they wanted to make sure I knew I would never finish. And they wanted, and they tried to stress how important this was, because they didn't want me to waste my money. So this is far more of an emotional venture of what it is and how the education system is actually constructed to evaluate based on writing. And it doesn't matter, it didn't matter for me if I knew what was going on in class, that I was tutoring the best students in the class of what was going on, that I understood but never actually read the textbook myself until I got to university and started using this kind of, not this particular tool, but assistive technology in general to be able to read those textbooks back to me. So I'm well aware that this is not about the buttons. That's actually the last thing that this is about. This is about understanding where that student is at and what they're trying to accomplish with this adventure of writing and expressing themselves. The funny thing is that we write more now than we did 10 years ago. I'm constantly writing things that are much bigger than anything I wrote in high school. And that's not because I'm an adult now and I'm working in the business world. That's because of Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, email. We communicate now digitally in text form. We just do. It is the new social currency. You have the head of Twitter, Evan Williams, saying, whoa, we never designed Twitter to be able to handle this kind of traffic. He's now calling it that we have reached a point of infinite information. I'm sure most of you remember the time before Google, which was, wow, there's this great internet, there's this great world of the internet out there, but I can't find anything useful. And Google allowed us to find that. And now we're reaching a level of social communications where we don't have that capacity anymore to be able to take it all in. There's just too much out there. And individuals like myself that struggle with writing without assistance are stuck. We aren't contributing. And that's the key point. Literacy has been, for years, my entire life, been centered on reading. Now, your worth is based on your ability to express, not necessarily merely your ability to intake. So writing is now at a much higher level. So the tool WordQ, as many of you know, already works inside of a variety of different programs. It augments the entire experience of writing on the computer. So this isn't specific to Microsoft Word or specific to email or specific to YouTube or Facebook. This is now a ubiquitous tool. It works essentially everywhere. In my 4 years working as closely and heavily with WordQ as I have, I've only encountered 2 instances where I would not work with a program, and both of them were very obscure. And that was 2 years ago, and I haven't heard about a single one since. So, I don't know. I never actually saw the program myself. So, I'm going to say virtually every single piece of software it works fine for. I'm being as honest as I can. So how did I get here in this position? I'm the vice president of the U.S. company, the U.S. branch of WordQ. I got into university based on the fluke. This is one of those stories that on the other hand has nothing to do with the software, but on the other hand is the entire point of what the software is for. I got into university on a total fluke. I had applied to, I'm Canadian, if you're noticing the Canadian accent, so soon. I got into university on an absolute fluke. I had applied. I had been rejected. But I was still dutifully finishing that big English assignment at the end of your senior year. So I stayed up all night, as I am still prone to do, in order to finish this massive assignment. Largest paper I ever written to date at that time. Stayed up until 7 a.m. I was a wreck. I knew if I had gone to class and gone to school, started at 9, I would have passed out by 10. I'd be sleeping dead at my desk. What's the point? Executive decision, I'm a senior. I'm not going to school until lunch, at what point I will go to my English class and hand in this paper. So, fine. I don't remember the phone. I'm dead to the core. I don't remember walking across the room. I don't remember picking up the phone. All I remember is there's this woman talking in my ear saying, "Hi, I'm from the University of Guelph. All I know about you is that you've applied for this university. I don't know a single thing about you, your grades, your application. I don't know. But I'm calling because we're doing a pilot project study experiment. And we're trying to find people, and I'm hoping maybe you know someone." She's beating around the bush because you wouldn't talk about these things then. I'm trying to find people that have learning disabilities. Do you happen to know anybody who's applying at the University of Guelph? Like it was the moment, like my whole life, that moment changed everything. They were doing a national study. This was a partnership between 8 major universities, 5 colleges across the country, trying to answer the question, what happens if you have a student at university with a learning disability, and how do you properly support them? Do we give them accommodations? Do we get them note takers? Can we throw money at this problem? Is this about advocacy? What's the issue? It was a huge study. And I got into university on guinea pig status, basically. And I studied philosophy. And I was really good at it. I was exceptionally good. Not only did I finish in the top of my class, I got into a national refereed conference in which only 50% of applying professors get into. And this was supposed to be a waste of my money. I not only did that, I got a scholarship to go to graduate school in philosophy. The door was closed to me, and for once I had realized now I wasn't just a guinea pig, that door was wide open. And, I mean, it's a funny image, but it's the only image that really did it for